Hey guys, today I'm going to be working on some of the new climbs, and I come across two V6s that are so different in difficulty that it just goes to show that grades can be meaningless, even within one gym. I start with this red V0. It's a really boring jug ladder, and I'm almost able to do it in one move. I move on to this black V1. I think it has a nice, flowy sequence with underclings if you don't skip them like I do. I move on to this pink V2. It's just a ladder with some slightly slopey holds. I really dislike the style of setting where it's just a ladder with different types of holds. I move on to this gray V3. It starts on a jug with a move to a pinch. There are a couple of slopey holds, and then it ends with 3 jugs. I like that the volumes are steep because they make the feet feel a little sketchy. A right foot on top of the pinch feels bad, so I opt for the volume instead. I have to rotate my foot to oppose the force on my left hand. It also brings me closer to the right hold. I think about swapping my feet to cross with my left hand, but I decide to just let it dangle. I move on to this green V3. It starts with some slopey holds and a ladder. And then you finish off with some better holds. I think this is another example of awful route setting. It's almost identical to the pink V2. I move on to this purple V4. All of the holds are these small, in-cut crimps. The first couple of moves are straightforward. I think about getting my left foot up and turning my hip in, but the volume is steep and feels sketchy. I decide to foot swap instead. I try to get my right foot on the volume, but it slips, and all of my weight is on my hands while getting my left foot up. I bump my left hand so I can move my feet up. I move my right foot up, rock over it, and get to the top edge. It's a fun climb, but I think the holds are a little too good. I move on to this orange V4. All of the holds are slopers. You start by going out to the right. Then, for the rest of the climb, you just go straight up. I didn't really read this climb because I thought it would be simple. For the entire first part, I don't use my right leg at all. I finally get my right foot up and go for this undercling. I ignore the rightmost sloper, but I wonder if the setters intended for you to go there first and then switch to the undercling when you stand up. I move on to this blue V6. All of the holds have tiny edges. You go straight up and finish on the top edge. I'm not sure how to do the start. I try different hand and feet combinations, crimping the small edge, and pinching the volume. I even try starting from the other side. Someone told me that the start hold is actually by the tag. I wish the gym marked the starting holds. From this hold, the start is trivial. The first move to the left is easy. I get my right foot up and try to rock over it, but it doesn't feel great. I try the right foot again, but it still feels bad. I go down to the volume and move my right hand from there. Now I can get weight over that right foot. I bump my right hand and get my left foot up. I stand up slowly and grab the last hold. It is absolutely awful. The edge is even tinier and slopier than all of the other holds. I go for a foot swap and then get my left foot up. I bump my left hand and I'm able to get to the top edge. Overall, this is a disappointing V6. It's essentially a ladder and there aren't really any interesting moves. In terms of difficulty, it's probably closer to a V4 in this gym. I move on to another blue V6. It starts with 4 limbs on the starting hold. Then, you down it to the left and catch a pinch. Then, you jump up to a couple of holds. The starting dyno is kind of awkward. I'm pushing off my right foot, which is around the corner. The target foothold is really high and slopey, which makes it hard to land. I try stepping into the position from the ground, and I can't even hold it. Maybe you aren't supposed to actually stop on this hold, and you're supposed to just jump straight up. I decide to try the rest of the boulder from there. I'm able to reach the bottom lip of the next hold, but the left part is super shallow and slopey. I aim more to the right, but I'm still not able to hold on. I wonder if it's supposed to be a paddle to the last hold. I decide to try the beginning move again. I try keeping my right foot closer instead of around the corner, but it's awkward and pushes me away from the wall. Compare this V6 to the last one. It's only like 2 moves, but it's infinitely more interesting and difficult. I move on to this yellow V6. It starts off on slopey crimps. There's another slopey crimp, and then the rest of the holds are these dual tech slopers. Last time, I couldn't even start the boulder. This time, I realized I just have to pull really hard to get my body closer to the wall. I think it's been kind of ingrained in my head that I should focus on efficient technique instead of powering through moves, but in this case, strength was the answer. I'm able to get to the first sloper. I try to bump my left hand, but I lose my left foot. I try to cross in my right, but it feels super unstable. I'm actually not sure what the beta is here. I move on to this black V7. It starts on a sloper, and then you have to get to these 2 slopey dishes. Then, you go straight up and match on a super shallow and slopey hold. I tried jumping dynamically to the dish, but it feels too slopey to hold. I wonder if there's a way to do it more statically. I've tried crimping the small foothold, but it can't move from that position. I decide to try the rest of the boulder from the first dish. I get a high left foot and try to mantle with my left hand while pulling with my right hand. It's hard to generate force from that position. Maybe I could have mantled against the lower dish. But the gym is about to close, so now I'll talk about my hangboarding. Last session, I found that my max weight is 37.5 pounds for hanging on the 20mm edge for 10 seconds. I'm able to do that weight for 5 sets, so next session, I'll try to increase the weight by 2.5 pounds. But that's going to be the end of today's session. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!